Next is geodesic coordinates. The square distance ds square can be expressed as ds square equal to gij into dxi dxj. So in the case of a Riemannian space, this gij is the metric tensor, and if you are considering a two-dimensional space, the gij will have components. The first one component can be written as g11, then g12, g21, and g22. Okay, in the case of a Riemannian space, all these components can exist, and also sometimes these coefficients like g11 or g12 may be functions of xi. But there are special cases. For example, if you are considering an orthogonal coordinate system, for in the case of an orthogonal coordinate system, gij equal to 0 for I not equal to j. It means for an orthogonal coordinate system, only the diagonal elements exist. All other members would be 0. Some examples are, you are already familiar with the spherical polar coordinates and cylindrical coordinates. In the case of spherical polar coordinates system, the metric is, if you are considering a three-dimensional spherical polar coordinate system, the metric is 1 0 0 0 1 by r square 0 0 0 1 by r square sine square theta. So this is an orthogonal coordinate system because all elements other than the diagonal elements are 0. But here you can see that the diagonal elements, these elements, that is 1 by r square or 1 by r square sine square theta, actually these components depends on the coordinate r and theta. Another example is the cylindrical coordinate system, where the metric is 1 0 0 0 1 by rho square 0 0 0 1. So these two are examples for orthogonal coordinate system, and for orthogonal coordinate system, gij equal to 0 for I not equal to j. Another special case is the Cartesian coordinate system, which you are already which you are familiar with. In the case of Cartesian coordinate system, the condition is same, that is gij equal to 0 for I not equal to j. In addition, the elements does not, that is the coefficients, does not depends on the coordinates. In the case of spherical and cylindrical coordinates, these coefficients depends on the coordinates like 1 by r square or 1 by rho square. But in the case of Cartesian coordinates, the diagonal elements will be constant. It will not depend on the coordinates. So we have seen that in Cartesian coordinate system, the coefficients of the metric tensor are constant. But in the case of Riemannian space, the coefficients of metric tensor may be functions of xi. But it is possible to choose a coordinate system in Riemannian space such that the quantities gij are locally constants in the neighborhood of an arbitrary point p0. So what we are going to do is, in general, in a Riemannian space, the metric tensor depends on the coordinates xi, but we are choosing a special case in which the gij, that is metric tensor, are constants in the neighborhood of an arbitrary point p0 in the Riemannian space Vn. And in such a Cartesian coordinate system is known as geodesic coordinate system with the pole at p0. If x dash mu represents a geodesic coordinate system, then x dash mu coordinate system, the metric tensor g dash alpha beta are locally constant in the neighborhood of the point p0. So since these coefficients are 0, if you are taking the derivative of this metric tensor with respect to some coefficients, its value will be 0. In the previous case, we have seen that in the case of polar coordinates, in the case of spherical polar coordinate system, the value of g22 was 1 by r square. So if you take the derivative of this particular coefficient with respect to r, that is dg22 by dr, it is not equal to 0. But if this particular value was a constant like 1, then if you take the derivative of this function with respect to any coordinates, that is x or y or z, it will be 0. So in the case of geodesic coordinates, since the coefficients of the metric tensor are constant, when you are taking the derivative of this particular metric tensor with respect to any coordinate, you will get 0. So what are the implications of this condition? As the derivative of the metric tensor is 0, the Christoffel symbol will be 0, because we have defined the Christoffel symbol mu alpha beta in terms of the metric tensor. In terms of the derivatives of metric tensor, the value of gamma mu alpha beta is some g mu s into alpha beta s. Okay, where it is equal to g mu s into alpha beta. This will be dou g alpha s divided by dou x beta plus dou g beta s divided by dou x alpha minus dou g alpha beta by dou xs. Since the metric tensor, the coefficients of metric tensors are constant, all these derivatives will be 0. It means when you find the crucible symbol of the second kind in a geodesic coordinate system, what you will get is 0. So what was the value of the covariant derivative A alpha beta gamma? The first term is its ordinary derivative, that is alpha beta with respect to gamma. Then depending on the covariant and contravariant indices, you will fix some terms here, A like A gamma. So there you have some crucible symbol here. All these terms you have some crucible symbols. So if that particular crucible symbol is 0, means these terms will be 0. So it means that the covariant derivative will be simply equal to the ordinary derivative. So these conditions are very important. We will make use of these particular conditions while deriving the Einstein's field equations. That is, the crucible symbol of the second kind is 0, and also the covariant derivative of a tensor will be equal to the ordinary derivative in the case of geodesic coordinates. Okay, thank you.